So I'm here today to talk to a legend of the game, Mr. Darren Huckerby for Futera TV. Now let's see what he's got to say. Former Newcastle United, Norwich City, Leeds United, Coventry City.
The list goes on.
Yeah, the list goes on, yeah. So
let's
start off with a nice and simple question. We're today at Carrow Road, lovely little ground. And did you always want to be a professional footballer?
I think it's everyone's dream, you know, every boy's dream to be a professional footballer. And with years of hard work, it kind of paid off. So. Okay.
Was there ever a time when you thought, you know, maybe you weren't going to make it?
Yeah. At 16, I got turned away by probably 8, 9, 10 clubs.
Really?
So they said I was too small. And luckily enough for me, the late Keith Alexander gave me a trial after my dad asked him to, because we used to play together. And I scored 6 goals in the trial match, and that was it basically.
So you scored 6 goals in one game?
In the trial match, yeah.
Have you always been attacking minded?
Yeah, I've always been an attacking player. You know, I started off up front, and then later on in my career I drifted wide, but it's always been attacking.
So you never played at the back? See, I thought I could play centre back, something like that.
No, I've never headed. Oh, okay. Well, I only did probably 5 headers in my whole career.
Oh, so,
right. No, I've always
been 4
attacking.
of them were goals.
Yeah, well, yeah. So I've been, you know, very lucky that I've been, I won't say blessed, but you know, I could go past people quite easily.
And what's the best stadium you've ever played in?
Probably Old Trafford. You know, it's always nice going to play there. 67,000 people there. But also here at Carrow Road, you know, when it's packed, the fans really get behind you. In
terms of your charity, you're involved in a charity at the moment. If you want to tell our viewers a bit about that.
Yeah, it's the Darren Huckerby Trust, www.darrenhuckerbytrust.co.uk, and it's to look after people that, you know, helped me when I first got here.
In terms of people that you looked up to as a youngster, what players spring to mind?
When I was a youngster, my favourite players were Peter Beardsley and Gary Lineker, you know, both being in the England team at the time. I was lucky enough to play with Peter Beardsley at Newcastle for a little bit. Even though I didn't play, you know, I was there training with him every day, and it was unbelievable just watching him. Even though he was getting to the end of his career, he still worked harder than anybody else, and you know, what a great player.
In terms of players that you played against, have you got anyone that really sticks out in mind where you thought you didn't look forward to playing them?
I won't say I didn't look forward to it, but Jaap Stam was at Man United was very, very good.
Yeah.
You know, I knew I was quicker than him, but every time I knocked it past him, he just seemed to be big enough and quick enough that it was impossible to get around him. You know, he was an exceptional player. And
if you were going to give any kind of advice to youngsters that want to become professional players, what advice would you give?
Just practice. You know, practice. There's never enough time in the day where you can go and kick a ball around and play with your mates. It all helps. Eventually, it all adds up. And just keep trying and keep working hard, because you never give up, because there's always people watching. Okay,
so you spent some time in America with the San Jose Earthquakes. What was your fondest memory of that time?
I think just meeting different players, you know, from different cultures. You know, they still have the same kind of banter, but it's just a little bit different. They seem to be a little bit more educated, the players over there, so they don't kind of get some of the English training banter. But the football was good. You know, people have a pop at it, but you know, some real good players over there.
In terms of your career, who was the best manager that you've played under?
I've played under a lot of good managers. The best manager for me was Gordon Strachan, just because he wanted to make me a better player. You know, you play for some managers, they just want you to do well on a Saturday, but he actually wanted to make me a better player. So he worked with me on the afternoons, you know, when I was a young kid, and you know, I really appreciate what he did for me.
If you could have one goalkeeping card, one defender card, one midfielder card, and one striker card in your team, which would be the best goalkeeper, the best defender, best midfielder, and best attacker?
What, in the world?
Yeah. So you've got a choice now. You've got a kind of Man City budget, and you can have whoever you want in them positions.
I think I'd have Casillas.
Of course.
In fact, it'd probably be the old Barcelona team. But Casillas.
As a defender, then, one defender.
Possibly Poyo, maybe Terry.
Right,
well, probably Poyo, but you know, just for the things he's won over the last few years. Centre midfielder, I'd go Xavi. Maybe Gerrard would get a sniff in that.
Right.
And up front, it'd be Messi.
Messi.
There's no other forward I would have in any team.
In terms of goals that you scored in your career, because obviously we all know you as that attacking player. What's the best goal that you scored?
I think I've got a few decent ones. You know, the one for Coventry against Man United always gets remembered. But I think my best one was there against Birmingham, where I picked it up probably 5 yards outside my own box, and ran all the way through. The rest of the team and scored. So I think that's probably my best goal.
I bet this place erupted, didn't it?
It did, yeah. Especially if you win 1-0, and that's the goal that wins it.